Welcome into this segment of Behind the Pen presented by MostValuablePodcast.com. If you want to listen to the full podcast, go to blogtalkradio.com/MostValuablePodcast. Also, we're on iTunes, so check us out there as well. Thank you all for listening as always, and enjoy the show.
Let's talk about something a little less depressing on the next segment of Behind the Pen, and that'll be Chicago baseball, because surprisingly, both of them are around 500, and that's good and bad for different reasons. So stick around if you're on blogtalkradio.com/Behind the Pen. If you're on YouTube, go check it out right over here. And I say here because that is the signal for the next segment. If you're listening to my show, that is Behind the Pen on Blog Talk Radio, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're on YouTube, what's up, Major League Baseball fans, specifically Chicago baseball fans? Thank you so much for checking in. Give a like and a comment down below. Be sure to let me know what you thought of the product. Really do appreciate you guys. 6,000 subscribers. I almost said followers. 6,000 subscribers on YouTube now. Fantastic stuff. You guys are the best. Let's dive into the Chicago baseball conversation, because what in the world? The Chicago White Sox, huh? The Chicago White Sox hovering around 500, approaching mid-May with absolutely zero expectations. This team is overachieving. In a sense, right? They have nothing to achieve, but they're overdoing it. And I think a lot of the credit and a lot of the obviously, talent on the field, but something has to be said about Rick Renteria's influence on this team. Bringing in, actually getting rid of Robin Ventura, like that. I guess a lot of Sox fans were waiting for this move because they celebrated in the streets. And, they brought in Rick Renteria as the bench coach. You kind of saw the writing on the wall. Well, Ventura, you want to come back? You can come back. And he's like, nah. And then here comes Ventura, and now they're playing pretty well. I think the communication aspect helps a ton, a familiarity aspect with his players now in his second season, and he has experience with the Cubs. And you Sox fans, I know you've been watching the games, and you notice this is Rick Renteria's specialty, man. Get used to the defensive shifts. He's not going to stop. He did that in 2014 with the Cubs, and like I said, continued on throughout that entire season. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna look at the data and you're gonna take advantage of it. Sometimes it might be a little over exaggerated at points, but Renteria really, if you're talking about value in a manager, you can tell that his value is higher than Ventura's because he's playing. All I'm saying, playing some sort of role in the success of the Chicago White Sox. Avi Garcia is a guy. Well, he was kind of on a stretch there. He went 0 for 10 before breaking it. Actually, tonight as I'm recording this. But he was on a stretch there. He was one of the best hitters in April. Top 5 hitters in April. Maybe top 3. Guys like Eric Thames popping on the scene and stuff. Popping. See what I'm doing there? He's not on steroids, guys. Anyway, Avi Garcia. Is this the time to get rid of him? Or is this the time where he absolutely emerges into everything that you thought about and more when you spoke of Avi Garcia in that while acquiring him in that trade? White Sox fans, I feel your pain. Prospects don't always come out to what you expect them to be. But right now, if they can get any value, and this is across the board, that they feel like is a win for them, make the move, because this is the time. This is the time, and I really like, now shifting gears a little bit, I know there are more players responsible, like Derek Holland and James Shields. I know he was hurt. And Miguel Gonzalez being somewhat quality as a guy that they needed. There are multiple guys on this team that have influenced the success. But as I was saying, I really appreciate the way Rick Hahn approached this offseason in terms of the Chicago White Sox perspective, because he has the leverage technically with Quintana specifically, because under contract and the Sox need pitching. I know there's a lot of hype in the minor leagues right now. Reynaldo Lopez looks good. I'm excited to see him. Michael Kopech throws 100. Giolito's got some question marks, but still young pitching prospects. Dane Dunning popping on the scene in single A. So you're looking across the board. Yeah, they have pitching in the minors, but at the major league level, they're throwing Mike Pelfrey guys and Dylan Covey. Are you serious? That's like Justin Germano and Chris Volstad, the Chicago Cubs in 2012. That's bad. That is not good at all. But, that's where they are right now as the Chicago White Sox. So if you look at it, Quintana doesn't have to go anywhere, right? Guys can burst on the scene at any moment. Look at the Yankees. I'm not saying the White Sox have the same kind of caliber prospect power as the Yankees do, like Aaron Judge and all these crazy people who are killing the ball, but they could emerge with the implementation of younger players. And right now with the Sox situation, you have Quintana. He can fill your innings. You know what he has in terms of quality stuff, right? Obviously one of the top tier pitchers in baseball. He's going to come at a hefty price, and Hahn doesn't have to budge until he absolutely gets what he wants. And I'm telling you guys, Sox fans, somebody's going to bite. And they're going to have to. They got to make a run. Because this right now, I'm not really getting a real good feel of who could emerge as legitimate World Series winners. There's too many teams in the mix, and it's becoming later in the season now. Obviously in April we can say, oh, it's only April. It's early. But we're almost mid-May, and stuff's happening. So I definitely expect the White Sox to be sellers at the deadline. Don't let this crazy start fool you. I shouldn't even call it crazy. I mean, this is just you think about a Major League Baseball season, you get 40 wins and 40 losses. The rest are up to you. And right now, the White Sox are just a part of gathering those 40 wins and losses, and everybody's going to come back to earth. I'm going to talk about the Cubs in a minute. They're underwhelming, but they're going to come back to earth because they have too many good hitters to continue to be this terrible. But on the White Sox end, they're gonna be able to make a couple splashes at the deadline. I fully expect that. When I look at the White Sox team right now, I'm excited because Saladino's getting some regular playing time, which is nice. You have Willie Garcia emerging as one of the three Garcias that played in the outfield. Lurie Garcia's transforming his game. This is what you want to see if you're a baseball fan that is committed to a rebuild. It's just young players taking up space. Matt Davidson had a really hot start. Cody Ashley should just stop right what he's doing and just let Davidson take over because he's starting to square up on the ball. And when you see that he does that, it goes a long way. So the Chicago White Sox have some interesting pieces. What are they going to do with Todd Frazier? Could they move Melky Cabrera? Could they move Jose Abreu? Jose Abreu is a very productive hitter. But some team may be interested, possibly Toronto, if they ever figure it out. But the White Sox are in a fine position. Yoan Moncada will be up. He's tearing it up in AAA. What else is new? Shouldn't really be worried about the number one prospect in baseball. So it's all good, White Sox fans. It's all good. And I think this start is kind of not really indicative into where they end up. I think you guys are intelligent enough to understand that, so I'm not even going to go there. Guys, if you like this segment, Sox fans, drop a comment, let me know, and stay tuned for this Cubs one. Go over, if you're on YouTube, and check that one out.
Thank you guys for sticking around for this segment of Behind the Pen. If you want more most valuable podcast content, click on the video up above because I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep listening to our voices every day. But again, guys, thank you all for listening. We really do appreciate you.